Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever felt the sting of betrayal, the weight of injustice, or the deep agony of wounds left unseen? You've given your trust, your heart, your kindness, only to have it trampled by those who never deserved it. You wonder, will they ever answer for what they've done? I am here to tell you, yes, they will. Not by your hands, not through vengeance or bitterness, but through a force greater than all of us. God is dealing with them, and if you watch closely, you will see the signs. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you will no longer carry the burden of resentment. You will walk away lighter, stronger, and filled with a faith that whispers, justice is already in motion. The quiet justice. There is a quiet justice in this world, a force that moves unseen, unraveling the lives of those who betray, deceive, and destroy without remorse. You may not notice it immediately, but it is there, working like the slow pull of the tide, carving away at the very foundation of those who have wronged you. The weight of their own actions begins to crush them, gradually, often without their realization. People who harm others live with the illusion that they can outrun consequence, and that their actions will vanish into the past without ever echoing back. But there is a higher law, greater than any written by people, a divine force that does not forget, does not overlook, and does not allow wrongdoing to go unaccounted for. It is patient, precise, and relentless. It doesn't need anger, it doesn't seek permission, and it certainly doesn't require your intervention. It simply is. The cracks begin to form. At first, those who hurt you may seem untouchable. You watch them walk away unaffected, while you are left carrying the weight of their betrayal. You see them continue their lives as if nothing happened, moving forward while you struggle to pick up the pieces. But beneath the surface, something is happening. The cracks begin to form. The foundation they built for themselves, often on deception, selfishness, and cruelty, begins to falter. They start making mistakes, small ones at first, a misplaced word, an uncalculated risk, a decision made in arrogance. They assume they are still in control, still invincible. But these mistakes are not random. They are the first signs of the collapse. When people act without integrity, they weave a web of lies and deceit. And webs, no matter how carefully spun, will always catch the one who created them. They forget their own falsehoods, slip, contradict, and expose themselves. The world they build through deceit starts closing in, suffocating them under the weight of their own duplicity. The consequence of their actions. Those who hurt you begin to lose what they once took for granted. It starts subtly. Friendships they never valued fade. Opportunities they assumed were theirs slip away. The security they built their pride upon begins to feel uncertain. Life has a way of stripping people of their comforts when they least expect it, not as punishment, but as consequence. The universe operates on balance. The weight of choices catching up to them, returning what was unfairly taken in ways they never anticipated. These people, who once seemed untouchable, now walk through life with a growing unease. They begin to question themselves, to feel a discomfort they cannot shake. The triumphs that once fueled their arrogance now seem hollow, their control slipping. Each mistake, each misstep is a reflection of their own actions coming back to haunt them. The power of your growth. And then something deeper happens. You change. The pain they caused you, the betrayal, the hurt, it doesn't own you anymore. You begin to rise, not out of vengeance, but out of growth. You become stronger, not because they suffered, but because you survived. While they wrestle with the weight of their own actions, you are no longer trapped beneath them. You become the living proof that they did not break you, that their worst did not define you. That unsettles them the most, because they expected you to stay wounded, to remain lost in the pain they inflicted. True justice is about balance. People often think justice is about seeing those who hurt us suffer. It isn't. Justice is about restoration. It is about balance, about allowing life to move in its natural rhythm. Knowing that every action carries a weight, every choice has a cost. While they struggle with the burden of their past, you are free, not because you sought revenge, but because you chose growth. Nothing is more powerful than that. Life has a way of balancing itself, even when it seems unfair, even when it feels like those who hurt others continue to thrive. Nothing built on deception, cruelty, or selfishness can stand forever. The universe does not give endlessly to those who do not give back. The expiry of borrowed luck. There is a moment when the tide shifts, when the doors that once opened without hesitation begin to close. The favor they assumed was permanent begins to fade, and they find themselves standing in a reality they no longer recognize. They may scramble to regain what they lost, trying to force their way back into favor, but some will begin to understand, recognizing that they are standing in the shadow of their own past, facing life returning what was always theirs to bear, letting go of the past. For your part, you do not need to watch them struggle to believe that justice is real. Your life is not meant to be spent looking backward, waiting for proof that they are paying for what they've done. The moment you step forward, refusing to let their actions define you, you have already won. While they are trapped in the cycle of their own making, you are free, and there is no greater victory than that. Listen, you do not need to seek revenge. You do not need to hold on to the pain. The universe is already at work. God is already at work. When you see the signs, do not rejoice in their suffering. Rejoice in your freedom. Rejoice that you survived, that you rose up, that you became untouchable. Let go, walk forward, and leave them to the justice that was never yours to carry. Because the strongest revenge is not their downfall, it's a life well lived. Rise stronger. So, ladies and gentlemen, rise stronger than ever. Let the pain transform you. Embrace the growth it offers and allow yourself to flourish, because in your rising, you become the confirmation that their actions did not define you. You are stronger, wiser, and more radiant than ever before. And that, my friends, is the true essence of justice and the ultimate triumph over pain.